My name is Mighty Cruz and this is Brianna, and I'm going to be teaching her about iron deficiency anemia. Brianna's been suffering from this disorder ever since she started her menstrual cycle, which was at the age of, how old were you?
I was in 4th grade.
4th grade? Okay, so it's been a few years. She's 19 now. So it's a Hispanic 19-year-old. She doesn't have time to go to the doctor because she works and she goes to school. She's able to read and write very well. She's very familiar with the disease process, kind of, but she's stubborn to seek medical help. And she can't afford to take time off. She's a very independent girl. And she thinks that her disorder of anemia is in full control and doesn't need any help. So I'm going to teach her about anemia today. Okay? So, Brianna, my goal is to teach you the signs and symptoms of iron deficiency anemia. Okay? So the goal is for you to pick good food choices to help prevent the anemia. Okay? So the patient will demonstrate understanding by verbalizing signs and symptoms and choosing good food choices. Okay, so what is iron deficiency anemia? Okay, so let's read it together. So iron deficiency anemia is a common type of anemia, a condition in which the blood lacks adequate healthy red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen to the body's tissues. Okay? As the name implies, iron deficiency anemia is due to insufficient iron in the blood. Without enough iron, your body can't produce enough hemoglobin, a substance in red blood cells that enables them to carry oxygen. As a result, iron deficiency anemia may leave you tired and short of breath. So if you're ever feeling tired or you just don't feel like getting out of bed or you can't do activities, it's because you don't have enough, your hemoglobin is low. So you can usually correct iron deficiency anemia with iron supplementation. So you can take iron pills, but they tend to constipate you. So sometimes additional treatments for iron deficiency anemia are necessary, especially if you're bleeding internally, which you're not. Okay, so signs and symptoms. Initially, iron deficiency anemia can be so mild that it just goes unnoticed for a long time. But as the body becomes more deficient in iron and anemia worsens, the signs and symptoms intensify. Okay, so that's where you're at right now, where you're just tired and so extreme fatigue, pale skin, weakness, shortness of breath, headaches, dizziness or lightheadedness, cold hands and feet, irritability, so you feel like you get irritated quite easily?
Easily.
Okay, so inflammation or soreness of your tongue, and brittle nails, fragile nails, fast heartbeat, unusual cravings for non-nutritive substances such as ice, dirt, or starch. Poor appetite, especially in infants as children, but you don't fall into that. An uncomfortable tingling or crawling feeling in your legs, restless leg syndrome. That's also called anemia. Okay, so when to see the doctor? If you have signs and symptoms that suggest iron deficiency anemia, you see your doctor. Okay, so iron deficiency anemia isn't something you self-diagnose or treat. You see your doctor for a diagnosis rather than taking iron supplements on your own. So instead of just going and buying over-counter iron supplements, you want to go to the doctor and get actually a blood test to see where your hemoglobin is and, you know, how you are doing. So you need to take a little bit more time out of your life and go to the doctor and get checked on a regular basis. Okay? So, overloading, because you can overload the body with iron, and that could be dangerous. Excessive iron accumulation can damage your liver and cause other complications. That's why you don't want to do that on your own. Okay? So, what causes iron deficiency anemia? So, when your body doesn't have enough iron to produce hemoglobin, hemoglobin is part of the red blood cells, like we talked about, that carries oxygen blood. That's why you get so weak, because it carries the oxygen throughout your body. So, okay, so let's go over here. So, blood loss. Typically, when we talk about blood loss, it's about when you have your menstrual cycle and you have a very heavy flow, that's how you lose blood. So in order to, the body takes a while to remake that blood, and sometimes it just doesn't make it fast enough. That's why the iron takes place to help you. So lack of iron in your diet. We're going to talk about the foods that you can take that have a lot of iron in them so that you could absorb it, okay? So let's go over here. For the preventative iron-rich foods, okay? Choices, choose iron-rich foods from here. So beans, dark green leafy vegetables such as spinach, dried fruit such as raisins and apricots, eggs, iron-fortified cereals, breads and pastas. You like eating pastas, right?
Yeah.
So peas, pork, poultry, red meat, and seafood. So that's not, you pretty much eat all of these things, right? You like them all?
Pretty much.
Okay. So that shouldn't be a problem to follow the diet. That way you can build up the iron in your blood. So, and then you could also find it in like broccoli. So vitamin C, this is what this is saying is that vitamin C helps enhance the iron absorption. So it talks about vitamin C rich foods, which is broccoli, peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, grapefruit, kiwi, leafy greens, mangoes, and oranges. So how do you feel about that diet? Do you kind of understand more so what iron deficiency anemia is now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah? How do you feel about going to the doctor?
A little scared.
What scares you?
Well, because I'm afraid they're going to find something else wrong with me.
Why does that scare you?
Well, because I don't want to go to the doctor and then be like, oh, this is also what's wrong with you.
But it's better to prevent something before it actually has like full effect. It's better to find out what's wrong. That way they can fix it fast before it gets out of control.
Okay.
So maybe we should start thinking more like, I need to go to the doctor and hope nothing's wrong and make sure nothing's wrong. And if something is wrong, we're going to fix it. So
that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, kind of like prevent something from occurring. So preventative measures we want to prevent and stay strong and healthy. And they talk about exercise and doing all this healthy eating, which is good for you. So it's good for all of us. So,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Do you have any questions about
no.
this? No? Okay. So you feel like you fully understand your disorder now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.